Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see what we've got today. We have the Chunky, definitely one of the harder characters for random runs, because this character is overall fairly weak outside of specific weapons. But let's roll and see what we get, and we've got the Shotgun. Shotgun is okay for the Chunky, not great. One of the advantages of Shotgun, of course, is that you can use lifesteal with it pretty effectively because of the multiple pellets and piercing, but Chunky can't really use lifesteal, so it's definitely got some problems for the character. Also, a ranged character with no movement speed bonus can be tough. But we should still be able to make this work, I think. Trying to line up my attacks here. I didn't see the tree until right at the end of the run there, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to run over and get it. Obviously, we'd have preferred to kill the tree. So Chunky does not have any penalties to harvesting. You can see it has a lot of penalties, but no penalties to harvesting, so we are going to roll looking for harvesting here. I missed twice already, so I'm just going to take 5 luck. We're using a very expensive weapon, so I really need to be able to buy at least one and roll for another, because Shotgun is overall very expensive. It has a base cost of 23 on the first wave. We'll lock Gentle Alien, of course, and we'll ban Cute Monkey, because even though it's one of the ways that the Chunky can most easily heal, unfortunately we're using a ranged weapon, so we can't benefit from it. Baby Gecko is good enough to leave in the pool, but not enough to lock, I think. And Small Fish, I'm just going to go ahead and ban. I usually am not a huge fan of that item. We'll take the double barrel shotgun here, and Rat, is interesting as well. We will get extra max HP on the Chunky, and we're more incentivized to buy it, which makes the Rat better. It also supplements our weapons in the early game when they're too expensive to have enough of them, so I think it's worth locking the Rat here. Shotgun is also specifically significantly worse on Abyssal Terrors than it is on Crash Zone, because of these Mantis Shrimp. With their damage reduction applying to every pellet from the shotgun, it really throws off the balance of this weapon and makes it very, very slow at clearing waves when these enemies appear. So you can see that happening there, where we had kind of a rough wave. We'll take the Propeller Hat here, and then I definitely want Harvesting, but on the Chunky specifically, I'll take 6 maximum health. It gives us more damage from our passive, and we have a Rat locked in the shop, so the health is also going to be worth damage as well. And then I'm going to roll for another shotgun here. We should be able to buy one and then re-roll again, looking for another one. And while I could have bought the Rat, I think it's going to be better to be able to at least fill out our weapon set. Shotgun is also a weapon that you really need to upgrade, because it gets significantly better at higher levels, so this is a weapon that benefits a lot from rolling for more copies early. Shotgun, by the way, is one of the weapons that I think am a lot lower on than many players. Because it's expensive, it requires upgrades to get going. You often see it mentioned as a pretty strong weapon, but in my opinion, it's overall a fairly weak weapon. You can work 1 or 2 into other gun builds, but a lot of the time, it just is going to underperform compared to a lot of other weapons until you get it to level 4, by which point any weapon would be good enough. Let's roll here, and we'll take our 5 harvesting, finally get that started, and then we'll roll again. And although I really want 5 harvesting, when you see 2 armor like this, you should just always take it. Armor is so important in this game, especially for a character with low healing and no speed modifier, or no ability to increase your speed, so you're basically guaranteed to take damage. Here, I can buy the Rat, and we'll buy the Gentle Alien, lock the Whistle, and we'll roll. Cyberball is interesting as supplemental damage, but I think I'm just going to roll past it and try to lock another shotgun. Unfortunately, I missed there as well, but we'll lock Propeller Hat and ban the Pencil. My Rat keeps going after the enemies that I'm going after, so we're not working efficiently as a team here. Making sure to kill the trees. Both Curse aliens spawn together, which on the shotgun is kind of nice because it makes it much more efficient to clear them. Actually, we might have gotten an extra Curse alien spawn. Yeah, we did, because we have Gentle Alien, so we got the chance of spawning an extra Curse alien there. Here, I'm going to re-roll looking for 8 harvesting, which we will take, and then we'll buy a shotgun. I'll take the propeller hat over the whistle and then roll. And lemonade, of course, we want on the chunky, since consumable healing is going to be a lot of our healing. Landmines we will ban, and then I'm going to roll again and lock another shotgun, and we'll finally be able to get our 6th weapon. Also, I want to mention that at the time of recording, we just reached 100,000 subscribers on the channel, which is a truly unreal milestone, and I can't thank you all enough for all of the support and great comments and everything. This has been a wild ride over the last 3 years. I have a couple things planned to celebrate, but one of them I'm going to be doing a sort of AMA video at some point pretty soon. So if you have any questions for me, either like about games, personal questions, about what it's been like to do YouTube for the last 3 years, definitely let me know. I posted a text post about it. It's probably easiest if you post the questions there, and I'll try to answer as many as I can in that video. Alright, so I do need more damage, but I think we can get away with one more harvesting pick, and then we'll take both of these, and then I'll roll. I'm going to ban the snake, which we're definitely not using. I'll just ban the energy bracelet. We're just going to use our bans early, and then we'll lock a shotgun. We now have 25 luck, so the baby elephant is actually pretty good, and the cyber ball could have been good, given how much luck we ended up finding. At the time, we didn't want it, but if we find more of them, we'll start taking them. At this point, I now need flat ranged damage more than anything else. I got my harvesting up to the 21 mark, where it starts growing by 2 every wave. Since we were a little slow catching up, getting harvesting in this run, then we're going to need to play with lower harvesting than we normally would, because we can no longer really afford to increase it. I need to start boosting my damage, especially because this character is a little bit on the weaker side. Here, I'm going to re-roll, and I'll just take the 1 ranged damage, and then I'm going to re-roll again. Can't use lifesteal, really, but we can take 10 luck here. Luck is also a healing stat for this character. And then we'll buy Baby Elephant for more clear speed. We will still take the fertilizer, of course. It's just too efficient not to take. And then this is an awesome shop for us. We can take small magazine and the shotgun, buy the weird food. I could buy mushroom. Chunky gets minus 50% HP regen modifiers. But you can still buy regen on this character. Usually you shouldn't, but there are times when it can be good to. Here, though, I think we're just going to ban the mushroom and throw in a reroll, and then we'll lock a mutation because we need more ranged damage, and Recycling Machine is probably worth picking up as well. We have high luck, which makes Recycling Machine better because we're going to drop more crates. The level 3 shotgun and the small magazine are kind of the best things that we could find, though, so very, very happy that we got those. On this healer wave, given the weapon that we're using and kind of the setup that we have, it's going to be really hard to kill the walrus. It just has too much health. So you'll notice that I'm just avoiding it and running around, trying to pick up materials and kill as many other enemies as possible. And we're ignoring the walrus. And it's absorbing some damage, but better that than try to waste all of our damage killing it. I will take the sunglasses here. Yes, we need armor, but this is a way to increase our damage, and it's very cheap, so we'll take it, and then I'll take 1 ranged damage. Here, I'm going to pick up the shotgun and the small magazine. These two, I could have taken the Recycling Machine, but I really need the damage increase from the leveled up weapon and the small magazine. So I wanted to get those early. We have no attack speed. Increasing our ranged damage is super important. So this is the most important item for us right now. And leveling up our weapon is also incredibly important with the shotgun, which gets additional projectiles as you level it, so it becomes much stronger. I'll take the rat here as well, and then laser turret I'm going to lock and then ban for the free reroll. This wave, you can see that buying a couple damage items was huge for us and has really let us spike our clear speed and also kill that that loot alien quite comfortably. Something that we could not have done if I hadn't bought the upgraded weapon and the small magazine. So that's why prioritizing those items was so important. Yeah, we'll take the crown. Of course, you can't be the king of Brotato without it, but this is also a really nice find on wave 8 that's going to make us significantly stronger. And then here, I think I need to roll for attack speed, ranged damage, or armor. Yes, the chunky benefits from max HP, but it's only a very small amount of percent damage that you get. Oh, what is the tooltip doing here? Okay, well, that's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyways, you only get a little bit of percent damage by buying HP here, and we really need more clear speed and more armor. So rolling for attack speed or flat range damage was the most important thing there. Here, we will buy all of these items, and then we'll ban the laser turret and take a free reroll. We'll buy the double barrel shotgun as well. Saltwater is worth buying here, I think. The attack speed... no, wait, because we're the chunky. We can't use movement speed at all. The plus 10% from the saltwater doesn't work for the chunky as well. And then here, honey, of course, we want the extra ranged damage, and then we're very happy to find more shotguns. Shotgun is one of the weapons where, because the level 4 version is a big power spike, usually the way to level this weapon is to get all of them to level 2, and then to start leveling them to level 4. Normally you would level evenly, so you had a bunch of level 3s, but on the shotgun, you want to get one level 4 and a bunch of level 2s before a bunch of level 3s. An early gentle alien is just so powerful. You can see we're just making so much more money because there's more enemies on the field. Also really nice for the chunky, since we're so reliant on consumables to heal. Having more enemies on the field gives us a lot more potential to heal, so very good for us in multiple ways. We do have a baby elephant, which the black belt is bad for, but increasing our XP gain is really important. We'll definitely take the helmet, and we don't even lose any movement speed because of it. And then here I'm going to reroll. I don't really need more harvesting, so I'll roll again, and we'll take 9 HP, also gain some damage, and then we'll take 2 ranged damage. Oh yeah, also just to show you, you get 1% damage for every 3 HP you get, so the 9 HP upgrade is fine, but it's only 3 more damage. It's not significantly better for the chunky than just 9 HP would be, because 3 damage is a pretty small benefit. So here, let's keep leveling our weapons. We'll buy the honey. Alien Eyes, I don't think we need. We can roll past that. Gummy Berserker, of course, we don't want. Ritual is only 6% damage for this character, so for 123, that's not worth it. We're going to roll past this again. Peaceful Bee we can't take. Let's do a reroll, and I will take the Pearl. We have not amazing luck anymore, because I've decreased it, and we haven't had a chance to increase it in a while, but Pearl is a good reason to build extra luck. A stat that we're already interested in building. And of course, the more luck we have, the better our recycling machine is, the better our pearl is, because it's going to have a higher chance of generating more of them, and so on. I should clarify that the percent chance of generating more of them stays the same. It's 3% per pearl every time you open a box, but when you're opening more boxes, thanks to higher luck, you're more likely to get more pearls, since you have more rolls at it. A loot alien up here, and we did have the damage to take it out, which is great. I did leave a lot of materials on the ground that wave, because I went up after the loot alien, but recycling machine paying off here, because we get to recycle the coral, and then with 27 luck, I think we can afford to reroll here, and we'll take some attack speed, and then here I can take 15 more luck. With pearl, it gives us kind of some leeway to do that. We'll take the tree and the propeller hat, that's great, and then I will roll again, take another tree. Metal detector is still damage negative for us, of course, because 6 luck is not enough with pearl to even give you 1% damage. But increasing the chance of picking up giving us a chance to double materials in the horde wave is going to be worth a lot, so I definitely want to grab that. We can't really afford blood donation on this character. Without reliable healing on the chunky, these damage over time items are typically too dangerous. Bonk Dog, I definitely don't need either with pretty low melee damage, so let's roll. One thing that is worth noting is obviously we're not going to buy the glasses for 50, but range is a little better on shotguns than on other weapons because they have inherent piercing, so the range actually lets you hit more enemies with them. But then here, I'm going to take the shotgun going up to a level 4 shotgun, and then we're going to lock everything else. The pumpkin is good with the shotgun's base damage, because it makes all of our piercing better, even though we don't have a piercing item. So pumpkin, always a good buy when you're using shotguns, or most weapons with inherent piercing, unless they're ones that don't have any damage fall off per pierce. I need to make sure that I pick up enough materials this wave as well, enough of the doubled materials, to get rid of the pool. Since I left so many on the ground last wave, it would be easy to carry over those doubled materials from wave to wave. We've already cleared through it though, so we're in okay shape, but something to be really aware of was trying to pick up the materials early on so that we're not putting ourselves in a bad position for later. I need to run and grab some consumable healing here, because we are kind of getting a little overwhelmed. Just a lot of high health enemies, and without reliable healing, it's a little worse when I take a hit, because I have to play more cautiously, which can prevent me from angling to get the most enemies in an attack or anything like that. So we, again, leave a bunch of materials on the ground, leave a tree alive, but we made it through the horde wave, which I'm pretty happy about on this relatively weak weapon character combo. I'll recycle the toxic sludge here, and then I do need more attack speed, so we'll take 15% more. I need more armor as well. Usually on level 15, I would roll for armor, but attack speed is so important to the shotgun also. 10 harvesting, I don't think we can afford, and yeah, I'll just keep taking attack speed here. That's perfect. We will then buy all these items. Finn is just a net negative for this character. We can't use any move speed bonuses, and lifesteal doesn't do anything for us, so we're going to lose 8 luck. Also, I've had a couple people, when I say, like, we have minus 100% lifesteal on the chunky, lifesteal doesn't do anything for us, be like, that's super unclear. You can technically get to positive lifesteal, and you should be more precise about that. Like, guys, everyone can figure out what it means when I say that you shouldn't buy lifesteal when you start with minus 100. You're okay. I'll take a shotgun here, and then I'm going to roll again. Never buy sharp bullet on the shotgun. Decreasing your damage per pierce is going to reduce your damage significantly. With crown, I think I will still buy the wheelbarrow. Obviously, I'll need to fix my armor as well, but we can get pretty greedy with our harvesting on this run because it's growing so quickly with the crown. And then I'll do one more reroll here. We'll definitely take the insanity. And wheat and lucky charm. I am going to lose a ranged damage for the lucky charm, but we'll get it back with the wheat. So we're pretty happy with both of those items as well. here, I definitely do want to keep building Curse. So I'm going to go ahead and break that blobfish, kill the cursed alien. We'll get another tree kill here as well. There's another blobfish in the center, which I want to take out. We're really strong for only wave 12 at this point, just thanks to some... Basically, thanks to the gentle alien. I really want to showcase like how strong an early gentle alien is. It gives you so much more money. And this run would not be nearly as smooth without that one item. We'll take a baby elephant. Also, the small magazine early was an incredible find and made us way stronger as well. I actually might not need more attack speed here, so I'm going to reroll, and yeah, I'm looking for ranged damage. So I'll take 2 more flat ranged damage, and then I can buy this entire shop. Great shop for us. Jetpack doesn't really do anything. I will take a loot worm here, and then I'm going to reroll again. Weird Ghost, I might be able to get away with the Weird Ghost on wave 14. We get some extra HP, because we're the chunky, 25% extra HP modifier, and we have pretty good consumable healing, +6, so I think we can get away with the Weird Ghost here. If it was an elite wave or something, obviously I wouldn't lock there, and if we were playing a different character, where HP was less valuable, I probably wouldn't bother, but for this character, HP is good enough. Weird Ghost is an efficient way to buy it. It's really not risky. I mean, you can see how many consumables we already have at this point, and that is a very rapid way to heal up from the 1 HP on the Weird Ghost, and our damage output is high enough, and our attack speed is fast enough, we shouldn't take a hit before then. Though it would be funny if I do, so, you know, you can look forward to that. Made 500 materials this wave, which is really good for wave 13 of the Abyss. Alien Worm, I think, even though it gives me max HP, I'm just going to recycle it. This character's so dependent on consumable healing. We did find another pearl. It's not a % chance of finding a pearl, the extra pearl. This is just one that naturally showed up in the crate, because you can tell because it's at full price. The bonus pearls recycle for 1. But we're still very happy to have it, and then I will take 15 more luck. And yeah, I'll keep buying more pearls. The more of those you get, the better they are, both because you can build around wanting to buy luck really aggressively, and because it increases the chance of finding one in a box to the point where you will actually start snowballing them and get enough that you can start getting maxed on pearls, just like I used to do behind the bleachers in high school. Let's pick up a missile here. We have pretty low % damage and good attack speed, so missile is the type of thing we're looking for. We'll definitely take another level 4 shotgun. We'll take a feather as well. Of course, we want more ranged damage. And we'll buy Pocket Factory just for fun. I'll throw in one more reroll here. Sad Tomato is only 4 regen, so not particularly great for this character. We'll go to the next wave. Alright. So obviously I need to play a little carefully until we pick up a couple consumables this wave, but we shouldn't have too much trouble doing that. We got the gobbler spawning, but I put a little too much damage on it to potentially farm it for extra materials, and it just died right away. Let's run over here and actually heal, so I don't walk into one of those projectiles and die for no reason. Like that. We have really low armor, so I actually do need to be pretty careful about taking hits because my HP is a little bit low and my armor is very bad, so when we do take some damage, it's always going to be a lot of damage. That said, consumable heal is a pretty reliable source of healing when you buy enough luck. Dynamite will recycle. Here's one of the free pearls. That's great. We'll take a broken mouth for sure. And then I'm going to reroll here and reroll again. With this much luck, we can definitely do better. I'll take attack speed just because it's harder to find than percentage damage, even though we don't need it quite as much. And then here, this is level 20. With 2 armor, I have to roll for armor. 2 armor is just way too little to go into an elite fight with. And then let's go ahead and combine, buy a shotgun, and I'll take a tree, do a reroll, lock a shotgun. We'll take a Catling gun as well. That's just more damage for us. And then we'll go into the elite fight. We should be able to kill the elite without too much difficulty here. Our damage is really good. Our attack speed is really high. And with 5 armor, I didn't end up taking a hit against the elite, but with 5 armor, I was much less in danger anyways. Because it would only do like a little less than a third of my health, most likely. So we have a few hits that we could give up before we were in danger. Getting a couple Curse Alien kills here. Letting the Loot Worm pick up some materials. One downside of the Chunky is we can't gain movement speed, which makes our pets worse. Because they do benefit from your movement speed. But the Loot Worm, the rats are doing fine anyways. Their base move speed is high enough that they're fine. And the Loot Worm is mostly here to stop us having to run off to kill trees in the weird corners of the map. And for the occasional extra material when the baby gecko pulls materials to it, so it doesn't matter that much. Bone Dice is pretty bad on this character because losing HP costs you damage, so we're recycling it. I'll happily take the Panda, though. Are we actually, do we have enough pearls that this is damage positive just from the luck? So we've got 46, and now we've got 54, so it's extremely damage positive just from the luck. Just because we have a bunch of pearls, which is great. Here, I'll buy all these items, and then I'm going to reroll, and then we'll take the shotgun. Jelly, 1 HP and a third of a damage for 48, or 1.25 HP and a little over a third of a damage for 48. Still not a good ratio. We're pretty happy to buy Alloy, though, because ranged damage and crit chance are both good for us. And then I'll do a couple rerolls. I'll lock a Cursed Wheat. And I will take the Acid here. 8 HP is a lot more exciting. Can let the Loot Worm go do its thing over there as well. I like that Curse Alien died to our baby elephant. Which is actually hitting for a lot because we have enough luck that it's actually... Oh, nice. That loot alien spawned and died immediately. It didn't even get time to finish its whistling animation. Our baby elephant's actually hitting for enough that it's meaningful damage at this point. So the Cyber Ball would actually have ended up good for this run. Still correct not to take it when we rolled past it at that point, but as it happened, would have been pretty good. Barricade, we actually could take this without losing movement speed, because we're the Chunky, but 3 knockback for 117 materials. Obviously, we're going to take the money. We'll take the Scar here. Another free Pearl is great. Recycle a Gambling Token. We're going into... It's not an Elite Wave next wave, so I think we can get away with the Celery Tea. And then here, I'll just take 9 HP, and then... I'm going to buy this whole shop. The Claw Tree, obviously we can't use the melee damage, and losing HP is bad, but Curse and Crit Chance are both very good for us. Shotgun does have 2x crit damage, so crit chance is a totally reasonable purchase. Here I will take the Crystal, and I'll lock the shotgun. Do I want the Metal Detector? I don't think we need another Metal Detector at this point. Maybe I could have bought it over the Crystal for this wave, but given that we're in a Celery Tea wave, I felt like buying some more damaging stats would help us make sure that we don't lose too much money this wave, and just, like, kill everything instead. Oops. Well, lost my Crystal bonus by walking into that attack, of course. which is the first hit that we've taken in a while here. Got that curse alien kill. I'll take a mirror. I forget what we have locked in the shop, if anything, but we might want to mirror something. Stone skin. We do have 10 armor, and we're the chunky, so I'll take the stone skin here. I don't think this is particularly strong, but I think it's just worth grabbing. We'll obviously take a cursed lure there, and then a pearl is amazing. And then let's roll, and here we'll take 15% more attack speed. Okay, I'll buy the shotgun. I don't want to duplicate any of these, really, though I guess I could just take both spyglasses and get some free rerolls, and the range isn't bad. So yeah, let's just max our spyglasses. Spyglass is better when you have it in multiples, so being able to buy both at once is kind of nice there. And then we'll buy those items. I'll do a reroll. It also stops me from having to roll for, like, a different item. I'll take the snail. Enemy speed at no cost. Enemy speed reduction at no cost, thanks to the character we are, is pretty good. Baby squid, even at half value, if you get this earlier, is excellent, but at this point isn't amazing. I do have a cursed lure, and it's an elite wave. Do I think I can kill 6 loot aliens next wave? I think I can. And I'll lock the missile and roll. Treasure map would have been good earlier. We'll lock a wheat just for a little bit of extra damage here. So we do need to focus our damage pretty heavily. Fortunately, we have a lot of it. But we are going to end up with a bunch of loot aliens spawning and need to kill them in rapid succession. So I needed to kill the elite really fast at the start of the wave. Also, ideally, I try not to take a hit here so we can maintain our crystal bonus, which will help us kill the loot aliens much more easily. I say, and then immediately try to walk into a bunch of charging enemies. Alright, so we heard a whistle. The enemy died there. Our rats are also doing really well. There's 2 more loot aliens, and we got both of them. Also, our Catling gun is really strong. Some actual, like, bullet hell dodging there that we had to do. And we got 6 crates, all 6 that we were hoping for, and the boss crate as well. With 6 crates, hopefully we get a couple pearls here. We'll take the banner, shady potion, eye surgery we can recycle. Ritual for 100, I think I'll take the 6% damage for 100. I think that's just on the edge of okay. I'll keep recycling blood donation, and we'll take the potato. No pearls out of that set of crates, which is a little unlucky there. Well, let's take some more flat-ranged damage so we can kill the bosses a bit faster. Little muscly dude, 5 HP, I think is still not worth it. Obviously 5 HP increased by the chunky bonus. Let's roll here, and we'll take another shotgun, and we'll roll again. I don't have enough engineering to buy the nail. You can still buy it on ranged weapons, even though it's -2 ranged damage, if you have a bunch of engineering that will offset that. But as is, we do not. And let's go to the next wave. Took a quick break there because I was getting some vocal strain. So stepped away for a minute if you noticed a cut. Here we are. We have so much damage at this point with our cat and everything that we're just able to clear the waves immediately. And this is the advantage that shotgun has, is once you get it to level 4 and you get a few level 4 shotguns, you just wipe everything out, especially if you pick up some pumpkins to increase the piercing damage, because it does so much damage across such a wide area that it's going to end up being basically like a melee weapon with an incredibly long range, and no animation, like no pullback animation. So it gets the full benefit of attack speed and everything. So in the late game, once you get really strong, shotguns are really powerful. It's just getting there that can be a challenge with an expensive weapon that's somewhat weak early. We'll recycle this because we can't use movement speed. We'll take the pearl. We'll recycle the penguin. No need for that. I'll re-roll here and take 4 armor just so we don't get popped. Ashes, we certainly don't mind taking going into the last wave here, and damage, attack speed, and range, all good stats for us. We don't need the lumberjack shirt. Let's re-roll. I will level up here just because level 4 shotguns are so good, so we want that. Bag, unfortunately, a little too late. Let's roll again. We'll take a medal. We can't use the movement speed, but the other stats are very good. And we'll upgrade our shotgun, buy a metal plate. Lost Duck, actually a very efficient damage item for us because we have a bunch of pearls. So we gained, looks like 7 damage off of that. Wow, what a shop. I would have liked to pick up all of these, of course, but unfortunately can't afford them. Let's roll just for fun and see what we could have gotten. I could take the alien worm. We won't need 8 consumable heal. Let's buy the alien worm here because it gives me like 2% damage. And then we can kill the bosses 2% damage worth faster, which is obviously not the equivalent of 2% faster. Probably more like 0.1% faster, but every little bit counts. And there we go. Managed to take out the bosses with the chunky with shotguns. Very smooth run all the way through. Looking at our items here, the rats, actually less damage than I thought they would do, but that's just because our weapons were starting to steal all the kills in the end game. But the rats actually performed very well, especially mid-game when our shotguns weren't as powerful. 70k damage on the baby elephants, pretty similar story there, where they were fine, but a lot of the kills were just getting stolen by our shotguns, just one-shotting everything by the end game, because we had so much damage. Double small magazine on any ranged weapon build is going to be absurd. We got 124 harvesting from the crown, and one of the better recycling machines I've ever seen with 439 materials. You usually don't get this much return on that item. Guess we rolled kind of poorly on crates, but recycling machine helps alleviate that. And then we had 7 pearls by the end. 216 materials from the metal detector, also really good return on that guy. And then loot worm for only 96, but still helped us break trees. 300 materials saved on the coupon, and our cat did 20k damage, which is a little more than our weapons did in just one wave. So the cat wasn't a massive bonus to our damage either. The spyglasses at the end, though, were not bad, saving us 210 materials, some of which was on goofy, unnecessary rerolls, but still pretty good. And then, obviously, the extra lures were great, but again, the real hero of the run, an early gentle alien, just snowballs your economy so much. 5% more enemies is so much more money, which makes you vastly stronger over the course of the run. All right, my friends, hope that you've enjoyed this run, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.